morning to you ladies, my name is Jacksepticeye and I want to talk about a few things in a vlog. The first thing I want to get through, first and foremost, is the vlog I did a little while ago about the YouTube changes, about how YouTube are making questionable decisions. There's a lot of updates and there's a lot of new information and stuff that's come to light since then, and that video by no means is to be taken as 100% fact. A lot of that was speculation and hearsay and stuff that I had heard from other people. I didn't actually hear stuff from Google directly, and a lot of it was based around like figures and stuff that other people had been saying. So the stuff I said in that video, I never intended it to be taken and quoted by people and to be used like in a literal sense that I know what I'm talking about. It was just, I was voicing opinions, I was voicing concerns, and I was voicing stuff that, I don't know, I think needed to be talked about and to make people aware of it. And since then, because of that video, some people at YouTube watched that video, and the people, I had talked to these people before because they came to me when I talked about the comment systems. And I got in a call with them recently just to go over some stuff and to try and relay some of the fears that people had. And they listened to everything I had to say, I listened to some stuff that they had to say, and I think so some knowledge had come out of that call. And I feel like I kind of need to make this video because I made a big deal about like the YouTube change video a little while ago, and I'm not making these videos to ride a trend, I promise you. I don't normally make these videos. I just thought that the last time there was a big thing going on. A lot of people were talking about it, and I care, as I said, I care a lot about YouTubers and the YouTube community and making sure that everything is just going well, and I said I had a big passion for this website, so the fact that something was changing or appeared to be changing, I really wanted to talk about it and make people aware of it. But also because I talked about this before, and because I made a vlog on it and some new information has come to light, I felt like it was irresponsible if I didn't divulge this stuff. And I made a tweet and I said that I talked to YouTube and that they discussed some stuff here and there, but I didn't give any details, so apologies for that. That's on me. I really should have followed up on those tweets. So I did answer some people's tweets about what was going on, but I should have given more information instead of being so vague. So apologies for that. That's why I wanted to make another video, because again, it's irresponsible if I hear stuff and then don't say it. Now, I should stress this time, first and foremost, that this is to be taken with a grain of salt. The stuff that they told me might not be actually 100% true because, again, this is a big corporation. It's a big company. We don't know if they tell us the truth all the time. We just hope that they do, and what they tell us is the truth, and that they're listening and that they'll work with us. I still wish that YouTube were more transparent publicly. I wish that they came out and said this stuff to other people instead of calling some YouTubers and being like, hey, can you tell us what's going on? It's a start and it's a very good step, and I'm glad that they do listen, but I really wish that more people had more of an equal footing to be able to talk to them. And it was a case of like coming out with like a blog post. They have come out with some posts and some stuff here and there that you could give feedback to them and tell them what was going on. But again, I do wish that they were more transparent, kind of like a game developer. That when a game developer makes changes to something, that they release like patch notes. But at the same time, I know that YouTube can't really divulge what they're doing and how their algorithm works, because then some people go and look at that and go, wait, so if they're doing this, that means all I have to do is this, and this, and then they're able to game the system. So some of it has to be kept under wraps so that it's not cheated, and that is very fair, and I do agree with that. But at the same time, I do wish that if they made big changes, huge changes here and there, they kind of explain what's going on. So I do wish they were more publicly transparent. We might never get that, but I'm just putting that out there, that the stuff that they said to me might not be 100%. It seems that the main issue that I see a lot of people talk about is the unsub glitch that's going on. That some people who maybe don't post daily, whenever they upload, is that when they upload a video, suddenly they just drop hundreds of subscribers, hundreds or thousands, depending on the size of the channel. It seems to vary up and down all the time. And this is happening to bigger and smaller YouTubers all over the place. And I did say that to them, and they even said it to me, and they did admit that something weird was going on there. They just said that they didn't really know the cause of it. They were trying to get more information from people and to try and like get a broader understanding of why this is happening and try and focus in on the cause of it. So they did acknowledge that something weird was happening and that they're going to work towards fixing that, which is good. I don't know what that fix is. I don't actually know what's causing it myself. So if any of you out there do have any concerns or have seen like how this happens or why this happens, please by all means try and get in contact with somebody at YouTube or somebody who can get in contact with YouTube and explain it to them, because the more understanding we have of these things, the better we can move on and actually fix them and get back to normal. I asked them about this sudden appearance of like a huge drop in subs and views that a lot of people have been seeing. And this is like, normally this time of year, this happens. So people go back to school, people go back to work, lots of different things happen. The winter months are always slower, but this seemed to be a small bit more. It seemed to be a way bigger crash. They assured me that nothing was out of the ordinary. They said they haven't made a huge algorithm change. They haven't done something completely off the wall different that suddenly changed a whole bunch of stuff. They change their algorithm all the time. I don't know on what kind of basis it is. It might be weekly, it might be bi-weekly, every month or whatever, but they're changing their algorithm all the time. And it might just so happen, because YouTube is such a huge website, there's so much going on all the time, there's so much code in this website to try and make stuff work, that maybe when they change something, there's an after effect or a byproduct of that changing that they couldn't have imagined, that they didn't envision, and then all of a sudden it happens and they're like, shit, okay, we need to like backpedal on this and fix it again. I don't know what that is. They assured me that nothing had changed. I don't know why these sudden drops happened. I asked them and they said, well, nothing's out of the ordinary, and they went through some of my analytics to try and like assure me and everything. I still think something's there. I don't know what it is or why it's happening. Stuff seemed to have dropped suddenly, shot right back up, dropped again, and now it's going up again. So these are a bit out of the ordinary spikes. This normally doesn't happen. Normally stuff goes up and down all the time. Anyway, that's the way YouTube works. But these are a bit out of the ordinary, so I don't know if it's a natural decline. It seems to be too coincidental that so many people are having the same kind of decline all at once. I don't know. I really wish I did. They didn't really seem to have any answers, so apologies on that front. Because of the unsub glitch then that was happening, a lot of people were wondering if subscriber boxes were happening. Now, and I urge you, if you have proof of these things about YouTube unsubscribing you from things, please let people know, because the more proof we have, the better we can fix this and figure out why the hell it's actually happening, because it sucks. Especially if you're a smaller YouTuber, and this is a big thing that I tried to get across to them as well, is that a lot of the bigger YouTubers are fine. Like nothing's going to happen to them up or down or anything, and I don't like that YouTube just try and focus on their bigger creators and try and appease them and make them happy, because that's not the way it should be. I did try and get across that the smaller YouTubers are suffering very greatly from these things, that you don't have enough of an audience to be able to get to like trending pages or anything, and your engagement, I get to that in a minute as well, that you're very much getting by on your video by video, that every video you're uploading kind of lives or dies on whether it gets to people or not. And if you're uploading a video and then YouTube unsubs people from you, that's very, very harmful to a smaller YouTuber, especially one that's starting out and trying to get a name for themselves. And that very much sucks, because I do remember what it's like to be a smaller YouTuber. Despite what many people will say, I very much do remember that, and I know the struggle that's there, so I really do feel for the smaller YouTubers out there, and it's very, very scary. But YouTube told me that the sub boxes are working, that they have been working, and other people have shown evidence to the contrary. They've told me that my sub boxes are working, but I mean, what does that mean? That just means they're working for me. Like, for a lot of other people, they've said that they're not working, so I think that that's another thing that we need proof of. It's another thing that we need to open up discussion more on and really get to the heart of that, because if all your videos aren't going to all of your subscribers, that's another very shitty thing to do. Even if it is a case of subscriber burn, or like if YouTube's like, well, you haven't watched these videos in about a month, so we're probably not going to send this stuff to you again. Again, I don't know if that's how it works, but if that is the case, that's very shitty. That's a very Facebook thing to do. Like, if you subscribe to somebody, you should get all their videos all the time, because you're subscribing to them for their content. YouTube shouldn't be the ones that dictate whether you do or do not get somebody's videos, because, again, that's why you're subscribing to them. You want the site to work the way it should. So they said subscriber boxes are working. I don't know if that's true or not. I've seen a lot of YouTubers say that they're not, and they've had proof for that. So again, that's something that I really think needs to be talked about. Two quick ones as well. They said there was a lot of concern over the trending page. A lot of people had to wonder how the trending page works. A lot of people thought it was pay to win kind of thing, that bigger companies could pay YouTube for more ad space, or just give them something and it would promote them to the top of the trending page. They told me that that's not how it works, and they did put out publicly a post somewhere. I don't have a link to it. I'm sorry. I just saw it pop up on Twitter here and there. If I can find it, I'll put it in the description, but if I can't, I apologize. I do remember seeing them say publicly that they have never taken money to promote something on the trending page. And if they say it publicly, I hope that it's true. Again, we don't know if all the inner workings, we can just hope and give them the benefit of the doubt. They told me that the trending page is trying to give everyone an equal footing. And that's why you're seeing some, like, no-name channels show up with like 40k views on the trending page, because they're trying to promote stuff. I can't remember the exact words they say, so I'm going to paraphrase or what I remember them saying. They're trying to get stuff that has potential. So stuff that has potential to trend, they're going to put it into the trending page. And that's why you see something, if somebody just uploads one video, I'm trying to think of examples that were on the trending page recently. Like, there was a scene from Friends that a guy uploaded that, like, Rachel was replaced by her stand-in, and it was like a 15-second video. But that's something that a lot of people were kind of curious about, so a lot of people start watching. And like a no-name channel that suddenly had a lot of people interested in it, engaged in it slightly more than normal, and a lot of people watching it, had like the potential to trend, so they put it on the trending page. They can't give out specifics of how stuff trends, because again, it comes back to then people are able to game the system, and that doesn't work for anybody, because then it gets a lot worse than it is now. So they said they were trying to give smaller YouTubers an equal footing. Now, I don't think that if a YouTuber, or just a channel, somebody makes a channel and they upload one video to it and it has the potential to trend, I don't really think that that should go to the trending page. Me and Robin, my editor, were talking about this, and he came up with a good suggestion. I'm sure there's downsides to this as well, that if a YouTuber constantly uploads and then something gets higher engagement, like somebody's trying to be a YouTuber and that trends, maybe that should be considered a bit more than some random video, unless it's like a really important video that a lot of people need to see. There's a lot involved in this, but they did say that they're trying to put smaller YouTubers on more equal footing, and I hope that that's true. Hopefully I can get some clarification on this from other people, but I'd hope that everybody has a fair chance on YouTube, because I don't think YouTube should be a case of the big getting bigger and the small suffering. I really do think that it should be a free-for-all kind of thing, and not a case of just like, oh, if you put clickbait, boobs, arrows, circles in your thumbnails, like all this kind of stuff. I don't think it should be a case of doing X, Y, and Z and then getting ahead, because that's a very unfair system and it promotes a very bad mentality. And this is what I was talking about before. The community starts shifting towards a very specific type of content, and I would hate to see that happen, because you start crippling personalities. You start crippling honest to God people who really just want to make videos for fun above the people who are just treating their channel as a means to make more money. And I really don't want that to happen. They said that that's not the case, that they as well are trying to cull the amount of clickbait that's happening. And the more I thought about it, the more I started to realize, well, there's more people on the platform now than there has ever been ever. And that's going to increase constantly. And because there's more people on the platform, more people are resorting to clickbait to try and beat out the competition. And sadly, clickbait works. And that's a really sad matter of fact. The clickbait really does work, and it gets people onto the videos. And YouTube have said that watch time is still king, that keeping people on a channel or on YouTube for the longest amount of time possible is still what matters most. But I don't know, clickbait seems to be rising a small bit more, so maybe a click-through rate kind of thing is happening. I have no idea. I don't know how that's working. Again, I don't have the answers. Sadly, I have a lot of problems and very vague answers. But I'm just divulging what I heard to all of you, because I feel like that's fair. So I think it's just a matter of a lot of clickbait being on YouTube naturally anyway. Some of that stuff being viewed, again, more organically, naturally lately. And because of the decline that's happening, people want to point fingers at something. And the clickbait stuff and all that stuff that's in trending is a very easy target to point fingers at. We may never know what's actually going on there, if that actually is a cause and effect and YouTube are just not telling us. But I don't think we should just blame one thing, one or the other. The unsub glitch seems to be very much a thing that's happening 100%. And that's something that definitely needs to be talked about. But everything else is kind of hearsay, anecdotal, so I don't think we should start a witch hunt just yet. I think we should we all need to get on the same page. Because everyone seems to be talking about, some people are talking about subs and views being down, then other people are talking about sub glitches happening, other people are talking about clickbait, and then other people are talking about the trending page. So it seems to be everybody's talking about different things, and that's why YouTube are reaching out to listen, to try and collectively clarify what is the problem. And if there's a bunch of different problems going on, try and get to the bottom of those. But we all need to be on the same page. We all need to know what's going on, instead of being at each other's throats, which I really don't think is a decent solution to anything. Like raising pitchforks and witch hunting people who say X, Y, and Z. Again, don't take what I say in the last video to be 100% fact. I'm just bringing what I had heard and hopefully making YouTube aware of it. And then they were aware and now they're listening. It does suck that they're coming to specific YouTubers instead of asking broadly, because that kind of promotes favoritism, and I'm not a fan of that either. But at least they're listening. I'm just trying to get the word of all these people out to YouTube. I'm not trying to be like, oh, YouTube came to me. YouTube came to me because I'm the one with all the answers and I know what's going on and I'm better than you. That is never the case. I never, ever, ever wanted to appear like that because I fucking hate people like that. I just want YouTube to be an honest, open platform where we all work together to make it the best place for all of us to make content to the best of our abilities and not promote bullshit, not promote scammers, not promote nonsense, and just to make it a really great place for the community to come enjoy stuff. And I really like the personality side of YouTube, so I would hate to see that get culled out in favor of companies, corporate, virality, people who are just putting keywords and clickbait in their thumbnails and titles. Let's all work towards a better YouTube. I'm not qualified to do that. I'm not the person to do that. I don't think that everyone should come to me for answers. I think we all need to work together for that. All I know is that I have a lot of people talking about these things, a lot of people coming to me and asking me about stuff. So all I can do is talk openly in a video and hope that people listen and we can get to the bottom of it. So hopefully that happens. I probably missed out on a bunch of stuff in this. YouTube probably said more stuff to me that I didn't say. Apologies for that. If I'll try and update when I know stuff. I don't think I'm going to make more videos on it unless something huge happens. Because again, I don't want it to appear that I'm riding a trend. I just felt like I needed to make this because I made a lot of accusations in the last one. And it's irresponsible if I don't clarify them now or don't address some of the other concerns people have. So if you have more concerns, please reach out, put it in the comments, reach out to me on Twitter or anything, and hopefully we can get to the bottom of this. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next topic. Right, so this weekend, Friday and Saturday, the 9th and 10th of December, Revelmode people are getting together in Brighton. We're heading over to see Felix. A bunch of us are going over. Felix is going to be there, Mark is going to be there. I don't really know how many other Revelmode people are going to be there. I know Emma and PJ are in that area as well, and they're in the UK, so hopefully we're all going to be there. As many of us from Revelmode that can possibly be there. We're doing a charity live stream. I did mention on Tumblr there was a charity event, which confused some people that it sounded like we were all going somewhere, that we were going to meet people. Apologies, that's not the way it's going to be. It's going to be a live stream. As far as I know right now, it's going to be streamed on Felix's channel. Felix's YouTube channel. I have some information here, so I'm looking down at my phone. I think we're going to try, they said that we can get it simultaneously live streamed on other channels, so I'm going to try and see if I can get it done on mine as well. It's going to start at 6 p.m. It says Friday, December 9th and Saturday, December 10th at 4:30 p.m. GMT. That's British and Irish time. I think that's when we're getting stuff together, but it says streams will begin at 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. GMT. I don't know when that is. It's an hour after my first video goes up. So just to do that, because there's a lot of time zones. Again, other people will help you out. So an hour after my first video of the day goes up on Friday and Saturday, because my videos go up at 5 p.m. here, that's when the streams are going to start. 6 p.m. GMT, Irish, British time. Some other stuff. We are doing it for RED, R-E-D. They are an AIDS organization to try and fight AIDS and fight for a cure and hopefully eradicate AIDS for good. We are doing, RED is 10 years old this year. I know this sounds very businessy, but I want to get the information out there because this is a very great cause and I don't want to miss anything. 100% of the money that we raise are going to fight AIDS, which is fantastic. 100% of the money that RED raises through this live stream. Yeah, it goes to RED, a global fund to fight AIDS. They put all the money RED raises to work on the ground in 8 African countries, which is fantastic. The Global Fund grants support have impacted the lives of 70 million people, which is a staggering amount of people. To date, 35 million people have died of AIDS, and there are 37 million people living with HIV. So it's a very great cause, and that's why we're doing this. And great progress has been made. There are now 18.2 million people on life-saving medicine, up from 700,000 in 2000. In the year 2000. So we're up a huge percent of that, and every day 400 babies are born with HIV. So it's a phenomenal cause, and it's something really worth bringing to the attention of people, and hopefully we can raise a lot of money for that. And I'm really glad that we're doing this, especially leading up to Christmas. It's the spirit of giving. It's the season of giving. So hopefully a lot of great stuff can happen. Keep in mind, keep in touch with people's Twitters. Me, Mark, Felix, other Revelmode people. I say other Revelmode people because I don't have 100% clarity on who's going right now. So apologies to those. I'm not trying to make it sound like it's a me, Mark, and Felix thing, because that's unfair and not true. And keep in mind the Revelmode Twitter and the other social medias. We'll be updating stuff as it comes out. There's a lot of great stuff happening during the stream. We have a lot of stuff planned, like challenges, Secret Santa stuff. We have a cooking competition. There's a lot of ideas going around. I don't know if they're all going to 100% happen, so I'm not going to say them all. But we're going to try and have a bunch of fun with it. I don't know how long the streams are actually going to go on. Again, I need more information on it. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be fantastic, and I can't wait to go over and just hang out with my friends. It's going to be a really great weekend. I hope that you guys can come out and join it. It's going to be over 2 days. It's going to be fun. We're going to be using the hashtag Cringemas. CRINGEMAS, like Christmas, but with cringe. The fucking name of it itself is cringy enough. But we're going to be using that on social media, so if you need information, probably look up that hashtag. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. And I wanted to... sorry that it's at the end of this like super long vlog. I wanted to actually clarify what was going on with YouTube, but also talk about this and not just spam people out with videos. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys can turn out. I think it's going to be a blast. They said they had surprises as well, so that kind of makes me a little worried, but I think it's good. Anytime we get together and raise money for charity, it's always a great thing, and I'm super glad that I get to be part of something like that, because I love helping out charity. I love raising awareness and raising money for different charities, especially with friends and especially around video games and challenges, because it boosts the mood, it boosts the spirit, it makes everybody happy, it puts everyone in a good mood, and hopefully you guys can help out. Again, if you can't help out directly by donating, using hashtag Cringemas is always a help, so keep that in mind. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, punch that like button in the face like a boss, and high fives all around. Whoosh, whoosh. But thank you guys. Now we'll see all you dudes in the next video. Lots to talk about. Hopefully people stayed around to actually listen.